So, so hi, Mr. Palfrey.
Hello.
We would like to know for how long you have been the headmaster of this academy.
I've been at Phillips Academy for 5 years.
Did the international community at the Andover change over these years somehow?
I think the international community gets better and better with every year, and I'm very excited about it as a part of what we do here at the school.
What does it feel to be the headmaster of such a diverse school, and what would it mean if it was not?
I admit I probably wouldn't work here if it were not so diverse, so I think it's a bedrock, fundamental topic, and it's important to all of us in terms of the kind of education that we're seeking to provide. I feel very strongly that we are an American school that was founded in the American Revolution and has very strong American values and roots, and it operates in a global context where we are seeking to bring students from all over the world and every culture, and also to train all of our students to thrive in an interconnected and global environment. And without having the kind of diversity, I don't think we could do that work well.
And have you ever had any challenge in being the headmaster with regard to the diversity of the school, the fact that you had maybe to set up something new to be more welcoming towards some students that come from specific areas?
I think it is always a challenge to ensure that every student has the same ability to thrive at a given school that happens to have academic excellence at the core of its mission. So there's no doubt that we have to work hard to ensure that everybody feels that they're welcome here. We have to work hard to make sure that students who are dealing with various forms of cultural and social transition are able to have that support that they need. And of course, Mr. Rabi is a big part of that, and many other student leaders are a part of that. Those are crucial elements. I wouldn't say there have been any crises along these lines, but I think it's something that we have to work at constantly, and it's something that if we don't do well, I think we won't be fulfilling our mission as a school.
Have you heard about the Kemper Scholarship?
I have heard about the Kemper Scholarship, absolutely. It is also a very important piece of what we do at Andover.
What do you think the Kemper Scholars add to the community, or these 4 countries from Europe?
I think the Kemper Scholars add a crucial part of diversity on our campus. I think in many cases Kemper Scholars are somewhat more mature than other students in the sense that they've primarily already gone through high school and have had an experience in a different system, and that's a very, very helpful thing to bring to bear. I also think that for many of the postgraduate students, they are here in an athletic capacity, or they're devoted to some particular form of the arts or otherwise, whereas Kemper Scholars often tend to be well-rounded young people who are coming and bringing a broad perspective, and I think that combination is very, very powerful.
When you travel, do you usually look for an Andover network? Or do you consult the alumni?
Yes, when I travel, I look for Andover families and Andover graduates wherever I go, and I've tended to encounter the Kemper Scholars necessarily in Europe, so in our alumni events in Paris or in London. But of course, Kemper Scholars sometimes show up at our New York meetings or Shanghai or otherwise, depending on where they are in the world.
Do you recall any anecdotes or specific group?
I think in particular, when we had our alumni event in Paris 2 years ago, there were several former Kemper Scholars who came to that event, and I think it was an important reconnection in continental Europe with our school. I think that because Andover has lots and lots of kids coming from the United States and lots of kids coming from East Asia, there are fewer kids coming from the continent of Europe, that's a way in which the Kemper Scholars ensure that we do have a strong continental connection.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, do you want to ask anything else?
Is that it, you guys? Yeah.
That was quick.
You guys are so quick.
Amazing.
And I've been looking at you, not at the camera. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I assume
It's
that
a
was what you wanted.
conversation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
That's so good. So are you compiling this all into one broader video?
We would love to make a meeting of all campers in Berlin.
Oh my gosh,
And
a reunion.
actually,
Yeah,
that
what a
alum
great idea.
offered, he's going to let me know, they have property in Berlin,
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
offered to use
Wow,
that.
that's incredible.
And then, of course, you would have to come.
I would love to
and,
come if you do it for sure. I think it's super fun.
And others, teachers like Flavia
Yeah.
and Marcel, it would be nice
Yeah.
to come to this event too. And we should
Absolutely.
probably plan out like 2 years.
Yes.
But that
so-
gives everyone enough time to really think about it and to make this happen. And I'm sure they are very connected.
Yeah. Will you write it out to Jenny Savino? Because she would be the person who would
Yes,
need to
and I've
organize
been in
it.
touch, and they have been great sharing even some email addresses,
Yes.
because when it went beyond the OER standard emails,
Yeah.
and I was allowed to reach out for my personal Andover email,
Uh-huh.
more and more came
Yeah,
in,
good,
and now I feel like I work in OER because
Good.
they are very excited. And what we learned
Yeah.
is that there was a time campus scholars came from China, from
Oh, I
Jamaica.
didn't realize that.
And it was a span of, we haven't really nailed it down, but we can look by the names of the
Yeah.
alums, maybe 10 years.
Yes.
And everyone that was a one-year senior or PG internationally was
Yeah.
called campus scholar. And then
Oh, I
went
didn't
back.
realize that. Okay, so
to,
now we don't do today.
Right,
Yeah,
and
that's
they are
right.
very enthusiastic, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow, we should definitely do that. That would be good.
Yes, and I'll be in touch with her and
Because
see if
Jenny-
that's something, and we have had a couple of people proposing, but it's of course a big thing
Yeah.
to organize.
Yeah, Germany makes the most sense, I would imagine. but it should
Germany,
be-
yes, and that's where he lives, right, in
Yeah.
Düsseldorf, so I'm sure we'll find, and Berlin is, of course, that's just a great city to come, and I'm sure people will be excited. So, well, thank you for your time.
All right,
and
thank
you
you
so
guys.
much.
Thank you for